What's up, YouTube? This is my '08 Charger I just picked up. It's got just over 100,000 miles. Paid $5 grand for it. Pretty clean. It's got its issues, but we'll get to that later. Today, we're going to focus on suspension. Let's get this pig moved. Okay, you can see the car is already pretty low, but it's got some like eBay shocks and struts and unknown springs. So going to H&R and Bilsteins. Now, if you're in the Mopar community, you'll know H&R 50888 are the go-to springs for most of these cars. They fit really nicely on the 06 to 10s. And of course, I got the front Bilsteins. These are 06 to 10 specific. You can use 11 to 14 and 15 and up struts on 06 to 10s, but the spacing here is going to be wider than the newer cars, but it will fit. You'll just have to use spacers or washers like some guys use. Okay, here we go. We got SPC control arms. I'm not sure what springs those are. Looks like they used to be blue. Those struts are just eBay brand. And I think it has iBox sway bars, but they are rusty. Okay, front struts on this are pretty easy. You got an 18mm nut at the upper control arm. We got a 21 nut on the sway bar link, 18 bolt at the bottom for the strut, and then 13s on the top for the strut mount. Also, you want to do this 10mm back here to move the brake lines out of the way so we can swing this whole arm out. Of course, the upper link, the sway bar link is spinning and there's no Allen in the head, so we're going to vice grip it. Just like that. There she goes. That wasn't even tight. Awesome. I'll swing this out of the way. And we just need to go up top. Okay, struts out. I wish I could just throw these Bilsteins together, but I need this rubber seat. So, top nut's an 18. This is a 8mm. Now, this is a lowering spring. I don't imagine it has that much tension on it, but safety first, kids. Mookie, nice. All right, that's better. Okay, make sure spring is buttered up against the isolators. This top hat has to be aligned correctly to fit. So before I tighten this nut down, I'm going to put it all the way in the car and then tighten this down once it's installed in the car. That way there's no guesswork on where it needs to be aligned. Okay, now with the suspension lock jacked up, I should be able to get that sway bar link to line up. Don't forget the 10mm on the brake line. Okay, the only thing I want to do now is lift this up as far as I can get it, loosen the control arm bolts, and then retighten them with the suspension under load. All right, let's do the rear. Okay, same situation back here. Rusty lowering springs, these MK1 shocks, iBox sway bar, an adjustable link. I think a winter plan is going to be pull this whole subframe out, clean it up and repaint it. Maybe some new control arms. It is crusty. But as far as taking the spring out, we're going to undo this lower shock bolt and hopefully that inner bolt for the lower control arm, if we can get to it with the exhaust in the way. The rear is a little bit more tricky than the front. I think what I might do, since I have some good room between the subframe and exhaust, I might loosen up the subframe bolt also to drop the subframe down and then pull that inner bolt, pull this bolt and swing this arm down and do it that way. Okay, lower bolt is a 15 on the head and then 18mm nut. Okay, subframe bolts are 18s. I have the jack under the rear diff to hold the subframe up so I can back these bolts out, but then thread them, make sure they're still threaded, and then I'll lower the subframe down. Okay, inner control arm bolt is a 15. Let's see if we can get that out of there. Okay, I got the nut off the lower control arm bolt, jack supporting the lower control arm. Hopefully this bolt will clear the exhaust. I really don't want to pull it off. Okay, change of plans. I jacked the subframe back up, put the bolts tight. I loosened the rear hangers on the exhaust so that I could pull this down and get that bolt out. Well, after a lot of fighting, I got it out. I'll pull the spring out of there. That thing's beat. Now for future me, the bolt came out this way. I'm putting it in this way, so I don't have to fight trying to get it past the exhaust later. And that's how you do the rear springs on a Charger. Yeah, do yourself a favor, drop the exhaust down so you can get that bolt out back there. That way you can swing this arm down, pop the spring out. And when you go to put the back together, put the bolt in from the front this way. So you don't have to worry about dropping the exhaust. The next time you have to undo this control arm. All right, not bad. I almost wouldn't mind it staying a little higher in the back like that. I got some 20 by 10s coming to the back. Obviously, it's going to settle. All right, here's how she sits. Looks pretty good. The ride's great. What do you think? Good. Good? Way better than it was. New wheels next.